Have you ever felt like you were being watched, not in a scary way, but in a way that felt ancient and knowing? Imagine being 7-year-old Andrew, standing barefoot on grass that glows with every step. He's not in his bedroom anymore. He's in a place that feels alive, a place where the very air breathes around him, and the trees seem to lean in, listening. It's alive, he whispers, his big, curious eyes wide with wonder. Not just animals, not just plants. Everything is watching. Just then, a gentle breeze rustles the leaves, and for a fleeting moment they shimmer with a brilliant gold. It's a breathtaking sight, but what happens next makes his heart pound. A soft, motherly voice, seeming to come from everywhere at once, speaks to him. "I have always watched you, Andrew." Andrew spins around, trying to find the source of the voice. "Who said that?" he calls out. Instead of an answer, a nearby stream begins to brighten, its soft burbling sound turning into a steady, rhythmic pulse, almost like a heartbeat. The voice returns, warm and encompassing. "I am Eden. I remember the first footsteps. I remember the sorrow of their leaving. And I remember hope." Overwhelmed, but not afraid, Andrew slowly kneels. He places his small hand on the ground, and the grass beneath his palm glows even brighter, pulsing with a gentle warmth that travels up his arm. "You remember people?" he asks, his voice filled with awe. The voice of Eden replies, its tone full of a timeless affection. "I remember children best." Suddenly, there's movement in the lush foliage surrounding him. Andrew tenses, but what emerges from the shadows isn't what he expects. A majestic lion with kind, silver eyes steps forward. A tall, graceful deer with antlers that faintly glow follows, along with birds whose wings are almost translucent, catching the light like spun glass. A small serpent, its scales shimmering, coils peacefully nearby, its gaze calm and observant. Andrew can't help but whisper, "You're not going to hurt me, are you?" The great lion takes another step and bows its head, its voice a low, reassuring rumble. In this place, no creature harms a child of Eden. A slow smile spreads across Andrew's face. The deer lowers its head, inviting him to touch its glowing antlers. As his fingers make contact, soft ripples of light pulse outward from the point of contact, and he lets out a soft laugh. "You feel like sunshine," he says, amazed. Even the serpent, an animal he'd always been taught to fear, seems different here. It lifts its head slightly, its voice not a hiss, but a clear, wise tone. "Wisdom is not evil, little one. It is only how it is used." Andrew, ever curious, tilts his head. "You talk. But you don't sound scary." The serpent's reply seems to be carried on the wind that sighs through the garden. "Because fear does not live here anymore. The animals of Eden aren't just creatures, they are guardians, teachers, and friends, showing Andrew a world without prejudice or fear." As Andrew takes in this miraculous peace, the light in the garden subtly begins to dim. The vibrant sky softens into pastel shades of twilight, and the air grows still. The maternal voice of Eden speaks to him once more, but this time her tone is tinged with a deep, ancient sadness. When Adam and Eve left, she explains, "I did not close my gates. They closed their hearts." As she speaks, shimmering images begin to form in the air around Andrew. He sees faint, ghostly silhouettes of people struggling through storms, fighting in wars, and walking alone under grey skies, their shoulders slumped with loneliness and despair. Tears well up in Andrew's eyes as he witnesses this silent parade of human suffering. "Why didn't you stop it?" he asks, his voice thick with emotion. The garden seems to hold its breath before Eden answers, because love does not cage, but love can call. The weight of her words hangs in the air. Andrew clenches his small fists, a new understanding dawning in his heart. He looks around at the glowing grass, the wise animals, and feels the living presence of the garden itself. "So you called me?" he asks, his voice now stronger, more determined. There's a short pause, and then the garden grows warmer, as if wrapping him in a gentle embrace. "I called your family," Eden clarifies. Andrew looks up, completely startled by this revelation. He hadn't thought about his family since he'd woken up here. "My mum, my dad, Conrad, and Aline, Johanna," he asks, listing the names of his parents and siblings, his voice trembling with a mix of confusion and hope. Eden's voice is firm and full of conviction. "Yes, you carry kindness. They carry courage. Together, you are healing." Andrew realizes he isn't just a lost boy in a magical garden. He's part of a much bigger plan, a plan to mend a broken world. With this new thought buzzing in his mind, Andrew happens to glance down at his arms. He's so stunned by what he saw, rather what he doesn't see, that he gasps. There are no marks, no scars, not even a faint memory of the pain. "I didn't even notice," he says in astonishment. "It doesn't hurt anymore." The gentle deer nudges his side, as if to say, "I know." The silver-eyed lion looks at him with profound knowledge. Eden restores what the world breaks. The lion explains. Andrew's mind races. If it could heal his scratches so easily, what else could it do? He looks from the lion to the serpent, his eyes wide with a desperate hope. Can it fix everything? The animals exchange a knowing glance, a silent conversation passing between them. The serpent is the one to answer, its voice a soft whisper of truth. Not everything at once, but enough to begin again. Those words settle into Andrew's soul knot, a promise of an instant fix, but something far more valuable. A chance, a new beginning. A sense of purpose fills him, chasing away the last of his fear and confusion. He stands up taller, his small shoulders straightening. He is no longer just a 7-year-old boy in his pajamas. He is Andrew, a child of Eden, and he has a part to play. The garden, the animals, and the very air around him seem to agree. This is not the end of a journey, but the start of a great adventure. What does it mean to begin again? And how will Andrew and his family bring healing to a world that has forgotten Eden? The answers are waiting just beyond the next sunrise. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow our story to see what happens next.